Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Millennium Stadium in Featherstone, where we're here for this Betfred Championship Round 18 clash between Featherstone Rovers and Batley Bulldogs. It serves to be an extremely important fixture for both sides heading into this contest. Both clubs sitting just outside the playoff places, locked on 16 points apiece alongside York City Knights. A real logjam chasing Doncaster. It's currently sitting 6th place on just 17 points. A win today for Featherstone with Doncaster on the road at Sheffield. Results go their way, they'll find themselves back in the playoff places and keep their season on track. Season very much still alive, but back-to-back defeats coming into this game for Featherstone has seen them drop out of the playoff places for the first time this season, and James Ford's men will be looking to get back to winning ways against fellow playoff hopefuls Batley Bulldogs. The contest between the two sides that has gone either way so far this season, with Batley coming over with Featherstone coming over the top of Batley in the final minute in the opening round, 24-20 at Mount Pleasant, thanks to a late Caleb Aitken's try to take the 2 points before Batley got their revenge with a 15-14 win in the 1895 Cup. So 1 win apiece so far this season. We're just a few minutes away from kick-off here at the Millennium Stadium. The team news is in. We'll start with Featherstone, who make 4 changes to the side that lost out 46 points to 18 at Wakefield last time out, with Sammy Kabula, Leo Tennyson, Zeus Silk and Maurice Camano all dropping out of the side. Zeus Silk, of course, joining Dewsbury this week. And into the lineup comes the return of the captain, Danny Addy, and a welcome return for crowd favourite Rovers legend James Lockwood, who came out of retirement to answer the call with Featherstone very light on in forwards and plays in general due to various injuries and suspensions. He starts in the front row this afternoon. Also a welcome return for Jack Bussey after nearly 2 months out injured, and Jimmy Beckett joins Featherstone in midweek from Dewsbury Rams. He'll make his debut in his second debut for the club, having spent time with the club previously just a few seasons ago. So Featherstone line up like this. Greg Eden is the fullback with a three-quarter line of Maddox Jeffrey, Greg Minican, Connor Barley and Connor Wynn. Ben Reynolds once again partners Caleb Aitken's in the halves. Up front for Rovers, Ben Nakabawai, Danny Addy, who starts at hooker, James Lockwood, with Brad Day, Jack Bussey and Jimmy Beckett rounding off the starting side. On the bench for the hosts, Harry Bowes, Gadwin Springer, Jack Arnold and Josh Hardcastle. Sammy Kabula drops to 18th man. Batley, they make 3 changes to the side that lost out 22 points to 16, a narrow defeat to Halifax last time out. Elliot Keir, Brandon Moore, Nixon Putt all dropping out of their side, and into the lineup come Dale Morton, Josh Woods and Oliver Burton. Adam Gledell, beg your pardon, not Josh Woods, and Oliver Burton. Those are the 3 changes for Batley. They line up like this. Luke Hooley is the fullback, the three-quarter line of Dale Morton, Johnny Mitzias, Kieran Buchanan and Joe Burton. Ben White partners Josh Woods in the halves. Up front for Batley, Adam Gledhill, Alistair Leake, former Featherstone favourite Luke Cooper, alongside Dane Manning, Lucas Walshaw and Luke Blake round off the starting side. On the bench for the Bulldogs, George Senior, Oliver Burton, Niall Flynn and Michael Ward. A little bit of history between these two sides. Pretty good reading for Featherstone on this ground. They've only lost 1 game to Batley on this ground in the last 15 years. The Batley, of course, having the last laugh in the playoff defeat 2 years ago. The Featherstone back on home soil after a couple of tough results, most notably what ended up being a fairly heavy defeat to Wakefield last time out, a real benchmark of this competition. But Featherstone showed some real glimpses in either the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half that they could compete with the very best in this competition, and they've been looking to start positively this game against Batley. I said they trailed Batley for 78 minutes in the reverse fixture in round 1 of the championship, came home strong in the end in a big second half performance to win it right at the death. But James Ford will be looking to avoid that sort of tension and those sort of nerves throughout this game and get a good start, which Featherstone have done so in the last few fixtures here at the Millennium Stadium. And it's a hugely important game in the context of their season. As I mentioned, by no means is the season over if they lose today, far from it, but you need to be beating teams around you especially, and as I mentioned, the 3 teams there are all locked on 16 competition points, just 1 adrift of 6th place Doncaster. Could have huge ramifications for a win or loss today for either side. So the stage is set here at the Millennium Stadium. There's a decent crowd turned up. It's overcast but warm and dry as both sides come out onto the field, led by Danny Addy and Alistair Leake. Featherstone in their home predominantly white and navy strip, Batley in their traditional amber and maroon strip. Stage is set for a great game of rugby league. How good is it to see James Lockwood back in the side? Don't think it was in the original script this season when he announced his retirement at the end of the year last season. But he's back, straight into the front row and straight back into the action. We'll also be keen to see how Jimmy Beckett goes, operating at loose forward today. As I say, kick-starting his second stint with Rovers after originally playing for them a few seasons ago. So there we have it. The teams are out on the field. We're ready for this one live on FRTV. Uninterrupted commentary of Championship Round 18. Featherstone Rovers versus Batley Bulldogs. Featherstone will be attacking from right to left as we see it in the first half, travelling uphill, and they will have first use of the ball. What do the next 80 minutes have in store here for Featherstone? Looking to avoid 3 straight defeats and get themselves back into the playoff places in the Betfred Championship. As Luke Hooley puts boot to ball, gets the game underway. A high trajectory kick taken by Akins, who hands it straight on to James Lockwood, who just accelerates back into the Batley Bulldogs line, taken over the top by his former teammate, of course, Luke Cooper. Played a lot of games together, those two. Jeffrey, who made his senior debut last week, having signed from Wigan, and showed some really nice touches operating on the right wing once again. Nakabawai now third carry, taken to the ground by Walshaw. He'll play it 30 metres away from his line. Reynolds hands it straight on to Day. Good low tackle underneath from Alistair Leake. Ball through Reynolds for Nakabawai for his second carry. And Featherstone reach the 5th tackle, 5 metres short of the halfway line. Reynolds doing the kicking. Puts it high. And this will be cut off by Morton. Plenty of experience, of course. Dale Morton, and just takes the tackle 25 metres away from his line. And Batley will start their first set of 6. Manning now. Good low tackle underneath there from Lockwood. He'll play it 30 out. Come forward again through Burton. Up and over the 40. Middle of the tackle count for Batley. Woods hands it off now to Gledhill. Just stands in the tackle. A good tackle over the top there from Lockwood, getting through some defensive work early. He'll play it a couple of metres short of the halfway line, bang in the centre of the field. Comes out the back now. Short ball left for Walshaw. Walshaw's into the backfield. Walshaw's got men in support. He's got men either side of him. He keeps hold of it himself, Lucas Walshaw, and will score the try. The first possession that Batley Bulldogs had. And it was a short ball there from White, I believe it was, straight to Lucas Walshaw, who went through some flimsy Featherstone defence, and he had options left and right. He had Luke Hooley on the inside, and in the end, Greg Eden backtracking enough that Walshaw just took it himself, shrugged off the Featherstone fullback, and gets the first try of the game after just 2.5 minutes. It's Featherstone Rovers 0, Batley Bulldogs 4. And not the start, the exact opposite of the start that Featherstone would have wanted here.
No, what it is, they just let it run, and then I tell them to knock it off about 2 minutes from end of each.
Really poor defence on the edge there. Just Walshaw got one-on-one. I think it was with Brad Day, just shrugged him off, went through into the backfield. And from there, very little that Greg Eden could do, really. He was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. And in the end, he just backed off to the point where Walshaw just brushed him off and scored himself. Big imposing figure, Lucas Walshaw. Already doing some damage on this right edge. And Batley get the dream start. Travelling downhill, of course, in this first half. But I don't think they would have even envisaged a 4-pointer from deep, from inside their own half, pretty much, on the first set of 6. And Woods now with the conversion attempt from about 10 metres to the right-hand side of the post. Steps up and puts the ball between the sticks. And with 3 minutes gone here at the Millennium Stadium, it's Featherstone 0, Batley Bulldogs 6.
Alistair, just have a word with Adam when you can about chop it in. Adam, look. Which way, please, man? Which way?
So Featherstone will be looking to shrug off that early disappointment. found out defensively on that set, be looking to get themselves reset, just shrug that off and go again as Reynolds kicks the ball downfield. That's taken and into the arms now of Gledhill, who just comes forward. Big carry from him. Been at Batley a number of years now. Will play 20 metres away from his line. Lockwood affecting the tackle. Come forward again through Blake. Doing a little bit of ball playing and similarly featured in the build-up to that try. Goes down in the tackle this time of day. 25 out from the line. Cooper. Low tackle finds the offload though for Hooley, who just crabs across field. Had a man on his shoulder. Kept hold of it himself. Upended in the tackle of Nakabawai. Middle of the tackle count for Batley. Short ball there for Gledhill. On to Manning. Manning just trying to pump those legs and driven back in the tackle of Aikins and Bussey. He's 5 short of the halfway line. Gledhill takes it into the line, just skips and trying to get that arm free. 3 Featherstone defenders in the picture. Make that 4, and he goes down 5 metres into Featherstone territory on the last. So good set after points from the Bulldogs. Woods is going to kick. Hoists it high. It's an untidy looking kick taken by Jeffrey, who's immediately put on his back on that far side by Kieran Buchanan. Minican now. Comes forward again. Plays it 35 out. Eden. Early touch in this set for him. Just takes the tackle himself. He's bent backwards by Cooper. He'll play it on the 40. They come left. Barley is just bent double in that tackle from Walshaw, the try scorer. Featherstone on the halfway line, middle of the tackle count now. Lockwood takes the rumbling carry forward, best part of 10 metres. That'll be the last one. But Featherstone are going to kick from 40 out. Reynolds gets a retreating defence, puts it high. This will be a tester for Morton, takes it. And the Featherstone chase arrives up to bring him down on the 10-metre line. 5 minutes gone here at the Millennium Stadium. If you're listening on FRTV, it's Featherstone 0, Batley Bulldogs 6. Converted Lucas Walshaw try in the opening couple of minutes for the Bulldogs as Batley look to clear their line here through Gledhill, who just stands in the tackle, eventually put to ground by Day on the 30-metre line. And Leake, dummies, picks up metres, eventually scragged to the ground by Reynolds. He'll play it on the halfway line. Come open side now. White gives it out to Woods. Onto Manning, hitting that channel. Good tackle there by Beckett to halt his progress with Bussey. Last tackle, 40 metres away from the line, the Bulldogs. Woods is going to put it high this time. Knocked off his feet. And Eden comes forward for it. Great take. Great authoritative take there from the Featherstone fullback. Called for it early, got up above the pack and took it cleanly on the 20-metre line. Jeffrey comes forward. He's hammered in that tackle there from Cooper, giving it a lot of body weight and size there. Reynolds gives it on to Wynn, who gets his first touch of the game. Shrugs away from 1, 2, but Mitzias comes again over the top and puts him to ground for minimal gain. And he gets himself tangled up. It's a very slow play of the ball. The Featherstone fans not happy with that one as Barley runs at Mitzias again, who gets under the ball and picks him up and puts him on the ground 30 metres away from his own line. 3 tackles gone. Featherstone haven't really made much ground forward as Lockwood, lovely ball there for Nakabawe, poked his nose through. That'll be the last one for Rovers. Reynolds is going to kick from his own 40. Takes 1 bounce, 2 bounces, picked up by Hooley on the 20. Chase arrives in the form of the kicker, Reynolds. So a nice bit of play there from the Featherstone halfback. Burton on the second carry, too much space through the middle of the ruck there. Lockwood just doing enough to close the door on him. As they come forward again through Buchanan. Batley already up to the halfway line on just the 3rd tackle. Featherstone trailing by 6 points to 0. 7 minutes of the game gone. White drops off Blake. Blake standing in the tackle, eventually put to ground. That'll be the 4th tackle for the Bulldogs. 40 metres away from the Featherstone line centre field. White goes out the back to Woods. Woods swallowed up there by Minican. Great read from the Featherstone centre. This will be the last one for Batley. White kicks from 40 out. Bit of a weird angled kick. Taken on the full on the try line by Connor Wynn, who has a little bit of room to move and eventually meets the Batley defence on the 10-metre line and manages to bully his way right up to the 20. So that's a good play there from Connor Wynn. Strong ball carrier that he is. Eden Put down in the tackle there. 2 Batley defenders in attendance. Plays it in the middle of the field. Minican up and over that 30-metre line now, trying to get his team going forward. Batley been squeaky clean so far in this game as Bussey on that short side play, up and over the 40 and plays it a couple of metres shy of the halfway line. They've just given away 6 again there, Batley. They wouldn't let Bussey get up and play the ball quickly as Beckett goes over the halfway line now. This is the best advantage that Featherstone have had so far in this game, a fresh set of tackles. Lockwood takes the pass from Reynolds and he's put to ground 35 away from the Batley line. Fancy that Featherstone will get an attacking play here at the other end of this field as Nakabawai comes off his right foot, picks up 5 more metres up to the 20. This is good from Featherstone. Addy at dummy half. Spins the ball wide to the right. Akins comes off his right foot, almost into the backfield. Finds the offload there for Beckett. Beckett crabbing across field, straightens the line. He's put to ground by Blake and Cooper. Inside the 10 now, Batley. Bang in front of the post. The ball comes out to Reynolds. Reynolds out the back to Eden. Out the back it comes to Connor Wynn, and Connor Wynn's got a stroll in the left corner. Fantastic play from Featherstone. The right to left shift was slick. The ball came out the back to Eden, who has spent plenty of time at fullback in his career at Super League level and Championship. Fired the pass out onto the chest of Connor Wynn, summed up the numbers perfectly, and Connor Wynn strolls in after 10 minutes to get his first try of the game and open Featherstone's account. It's Featherstone 4, Batley 6.
Cheers. There's quite a bit of contribution actually from ball carriers. Connor Wynn on the your side, and on this back to level for Batley as well. Yeah.
Connor Wynn getting his 14th try of the season. And a great time to do it. Just the response Featherstone were looking for after conceding in the opening couple of minutes. And it's their first real opportunity down at the right end of the field. As I said, the play was slick. The ball came out the back from Danny Addy to Greg Eden, who just summed it up perfectly. He knew that the winger had flown in, Dale Morton out of position. And he just fired the ball onto Connor Wynn's chest. He didn't have to break his stride. Strolled over 15 metres untouched down the left touchline and scored. And Featherstone get the score that they were looking for, with Reynolds now with a kick from about a metre in from this left touchline. A difficult one, but Reynolds,
1 minute 20.
good success rate as a goal kicker. He'll be looking to level this one up. Takes his time, moves in on the ball. And he's made no mistake. Beautiful conversion there from Ben Reynolds. Locks up the scores. It's now Featherstone Rovers 6, Batley Bulldogs 6. So you just said, I mentioned earlier in the couple of minutes ago that Batley had been squeaky clean in the first real indiscretion, giving away that 6 again on the halfway line late in the tackle count, gave Featherstone a fresh set and the chance to move into Batley's half, and they duly made them pay. 6 apiece now as we get the game back underway, and the kick goes out on the full, so they'll just compound conceding a try with a penalty on halfway. Luke Cooley just puts his hand up. He apologises to his teammates because now Featherstone will have the penalty kick to touch and will go straight back on the attack here. The message coming from the Batley bench to defend this error. And as I literally just finished saying, it was a costly mistake. A minute or two ago, cost them 6 points. Can Featherstone make them pay again here as they touch finder on that far side? Has Featherstone 20 metres away from the line on just their first play as Bussey careers into the Batley defence. Put on the ground there by Manning. He'll play it 15 out. Addy to Reynolds. Reynolds shapes, gives it to Lockwood. Lockwood just finds his front. No nonsense carry, will play it 10 metres out just to the left-hand side of the post. Addy comes right to Reynolds. Reynolds puts the ball down. It's into the arms of Dane Manning now, who bumps away from Bussey and goes again. And he finds the offload out the back now to Burton, and Featherstone not able to make Batley pay for the error. They come up with a pretty cheap error themselves. Reynolds will just want to forget about that one and carry on as Kieran Buchanan comes forward. He's put down on the 30 by Nakabawai. Blake. Taken to ground here by Brad Day. The play at 40 metres away from the line now. Gledhill, good low tackle there from Lockwood. In there to help out was Danny Addy. Batley a couple of metres short of the halfway line. Woods drops off Manning again, who's been very busy in that left edge for Batley. Good low tackle again from Lockwood. Batley over the halfway line now. The ball comes out to Hooley, Hooley to Mitsias. Mitsias has numbers, great tackle, and it needed to be made there from Reynolds. Close the door on him. 30 metres away from the line, last tackle, centre field. The ball in the arms of White, puts it high, looking to put Jeffrey under pressure. And the ball is knocked on there by the Batley man. Is it going to be? Yes, it's going to be a double knock on, in fact. And it'll just be a turnover, play the ball 10 metres out. So a good, honest contest there between, I believe, Kieran Buchanan and Maddox Jeffrey. The Batley getting the first touch to it, and Featherstone will take over possession 10 metres out. Minikin comes forward, and he's put to ground 15 away from the line. Win, play 2. Just puts the ball under his arm and takes defenders with him. Up to the 30. Eden, shaped to give it to Lockwood, kept hold of it himself. They're just getting each other's way a little bit there, the Featherstone players. Eden will play it 5 short of the 40. Beckett, lovely pass there to Lockwood. Nice interchange of passing between the forwards. Lockwood will play it just short of the halfway now. Couple of tackles remaining for Featherstone. The ball comes out to Reynolds on the left. Out to Eden. Quick ball onto Barley. Barley tries to bump away from Mitsias, who did enough with help from White to put him to ground. Featherstone will kick from 40 out now. Reynolds puts it high again. How's the chase? Hooley's going to take this under very little pressure and has a little bit of room to move, and he's taken to ground by Atkins. So after the initial try from Batley, the game really sort of settling into a real set-for-set stuff at the moment. Who's going to blink first and come up with the mistake? There's around 15 minutes of the game gone here at the Millennium Stadium. It's Featherstone 6, Batley 6. Nothing to choose between the two sides. As I mentioned, whoever wins this one has the chance of going into the playoff places should Doncaster lose at Sheffield today. As they come forward again now, Batley. Blake will play it near the halfway line, centre field. It comes out again to Gledhill, takes it to the line, gives it out to Woods. Woods out the back there to Hooley. Great tackling off the wing from Jeffrey, read it really well. Puts him to ground. Last tackle. Woods kicks from halfway, under a little bit of pressure, didn't get a lot on that one, and taken well there by Reynolds, who beats the tackle of Walshaw. Walshaw's hurt himself in that tackle, just a very weird one, just released Ben Reynolds. As Barley comes forward, up and over the halfway line, as Lockwood gets a breather. Springer comes onto the field, first change for Featherstone after about quarter of an hour. Short ball there for Minikin from almost burst into the backfield. It was a nice pass from Wynn, but put to ground by Leake. 40 metres away from the Batley line now. Nakabarwide, big right foot step, gets himself through a couple of defenders and up towards that 13 inside the 30-metre line. Beckett, first receiver. Dummies, shaped to go through himself, and it was a good stop there, ball and all, from Cooper. He'll play it 20 metres out. Last tackle. Options left and right. They go left. Reynolds at first receiver. Flat pass there for Day. Day got the pass away onto the toe of Barley, but it's picked up. The scraps are dived on there by Dale Morton. It was a nice disguised pass there, but couldn't quite find the right offload. And Batley salvage possession as Mitsias comes forward. Burton now on the next play. He's taken to ground on his own 20. 3 tackles gone here for Batley. Leake gives it to Hooley. Hooley just trying to get upfield here. Plays it 40 metres away from his line. White drops off Cooper. Cooper into the uncompromising tackle there of Springer. And he will play just short of the halfway line on the last. Hooley doing the kicking this time. Just punches the ball into the air. And he'll be cut off there by Jeffrey. Picks it up 20 metres away from his line, and good return there from the young Featherstone winger, playing just his second senior professional game of rugby league. I think started in the juniors for Wigan Warriors. As Minikin plays in on the 48, kids out of dummy half, picks up the best part of 7 or 8 metres there after the play of the ball, plays it on the halfway line. Eden, first receiver, on to Wynn. Very much a back-dominant set. This Win tries to go around Mitsias. Mitsias comes again, and shades of taking it to the touchline, and eventually Win goes to ground. 40 out from the Batley line. Reynolds just has to stop. Really getting himself muddled up there with Springer. Springer waits a dummy half. This will be the last one. Addy under pressure. Gives it to Eden. Eden, it's an awful kick there. A real slice comes forward. It takes one bounce into the arms of Minikin. Minikin just puts the low trajectory kick down. A lot more low risk play, and it's eventually cut off. And Burton now, Joe Burton has possession for Batley. So a very untidy, uncoordinated end to set there from Featherstone, but not a bad end result. As we approach the 20-minute mark at the Millennium Stadium, score remains Featherstone 6, Batley 6, listed live on FRTV. Lucas Walshaw try, cancelled out by a converted Connor Wynn try. And as we expected in the build-up, very even matchup between two sides, desperate to move into the championship playoff places, having sitting just outside coming into the game. Buchanan. Upended, great tackle under the ball there from Nakabawai, really putting himself about physically, and Bussy, who came in over the top, just stands over Buchanan, let him know about it as well. Blake comes out to White, to Hooley, to Mitsias, quick ball out to Morton. Morton's going to try and go on the outside of Reynolds, and he stands him up and goes on the outside now. Dale Morton. Reynolds comes again to bring him to ground, but not before he'd advanced the ball up to the 10-metre mark. Tight to this near touchline. The long looping pass centre field to Hooley. Out to Woods. Woods looking to kick to the corner. It's a good kick. It's just beaten Joe Burton. The bounce wasn't kind for him. It bounced just inside the touchline and beat everybody over the touchline on that far side. And Featherstone, a little bit of a let-off, you'd have to imagine there. As Reynolds was beaten all ends up by Dale Morton initially, but fair play to him. He came back and brought him to ground in a try-saver 10 metres out with help from Eden. Then the kick out wide, you could see what Woods was trying to do, but the execution not quite where it needed to be, and there were plenty of Featherstone players in the picture. As Featherstone make a change here. Not sure if this one was a planned change. Josh Hardcastle onto the field, Connor Barley off. Don't know if there's an injury there or whether that's just a tactical decision from James Ford. We'll keep an eye on that one. As Hardcastle straight into the action. As Wynn brought to ground in a good tackle there from Leake. He'll play it 40 metres away from the Featherstone line. Beckett out the back to Aikins, onto Bussy. Bussy just puts his head down, trying to keep himself going forward. He'll take the tackle 5 short of the halfway line. Nakabawai now. Good run up to the Batley 40. This will be the last one for Featherstone yet again here. Reynolds doing the kicking once again, straightens and puts it high. Tester again for Hooley, who takes it and is immediately put to ground there by Day. And Batley will take over possession 25 away from their line as the referee just stops the game here, just to make him go back to play the ball where he was tackled. The game underway again now. Morton. Morton upended in the tackle from Addy. There's Flynn onto the field now, John Moxton's side. Leake scampers out a dummy half, a little bit of room for him, picks up the best part of 10 metres before he's eventually wrestled to the ground by Beckett. Batley into Featherstone territory now. Couple of tackles still to come. Woods comes out to Hooley, quick ball there for Buchanan. Buchanan straightens, tries to go on the inside of Aikins, who comes again to put him to ground 20 metres out. Last one for Batley. Woods doing the kicking once again. It's a decent kick across field here, looking to put Walshaw in possession. He smuggles the ball out to Mitsias. Mitsias' pass is knocked down, and a little bit of fortune perhaps as Morton picks up the ball, and Batley have a fresh set of 6 here, attacking the Featherstone line, right on the try line in fact, as Cooper tries to go forward. He stands in the tackle of Springer and Bussy. 6 again comes, Bussy hanging on too long. The ball comes out to Woods. Woods, looping pass over the top to Burton. Burton's going to score in the left corner. And the 6 again, really bringing Featherstone undone. It was a little bit of fortune, like I said. The kick originally came out to Walshaw, who managed to smuggle a really untidy offload out the back, and it just deflected off the hands of Wynne into the hands of Dale Morton. The set started again. It took a couple of settling plays, and then the pass came out the back to Josh Woods, who just looped the pass over the top on that left edge. It was taken on the chest by Joe Burton, who just strolled in that left corner. And after 23 minutes of the game gone here at the Millennium Stadium, Batley are back in front. It's Featherstone Rovers 6, Batley Bulldogs 10.
Again, Cam, I think the 10s are really good, mate. I think good. There's no standout sort of. Ben Reynolds is walking back, but he's making the 10.
Makes the 10,
Yeah, so.
And then we have a couple of sets either side where both teams are rolling each other.
Yeah.
To make the 10, make the contact, make the 10.
Make the good. 10's a good keepers there.
Cheers. There's just I noticed a couple of times, there's been a single marker, they're going in between, so I'll just get, there's been one or two both ways.
So Batley be happy with how they've responded there after conceding their first try of the game, and really taking their chances. You have to take your chances in this game, and as I mentioned, they were perhaps a little bit lucky to get a fresh set of 6 there, just with the way that Featherstone had defended so well up to that point, and had done everything they could to close the player down. Just a stray hand in there from Connor Wynne, giving away the 6 again. And Batley taking full advantage, just needing 3 plays to do so. As Woods, the architect of that try, has the conversion attempt from tight to that left touchline on the far side. He steps up now. And he's pulled it to the right-hand side of the post. So the score remains Featherstone Rovers 6, Batley Bulldogs 4.
Tens are really good this side, mate. Really good, mate. Got it. Good listen, mate. Yeah, good. If I call you, it's up to you to get involved. I'll just come to this side, look.
Jack Arnold, as you may have heard there, introduced into the game by Coach James Ford, replaces Ben Nakabawai. So Featherstone bringing the changes in their forwards midway through this first half.
In position.
4 points in it. So game not yet back underway. Ben Reynolds taking his time to get this restart here.
Sorry, Jack.
And the game is back underway. It's a long kick. It takes a bounce. It goes over the dead ball line. I'm not entirely sure what Joe Burton was doing there. I think he thought he was far enough back in the in-goal area to just allow the ball to hit the dead ball line on the full, but he misjudged it completely. It took one bounce in the in-goal and went over the dead ball line. And a huge opportunity now for Featherstone to hit right back. They've got a goal line drop out here.
Once I can't move, Alistair, just stay out for me.
It's a bit of a lack of communication from the Bulldogs players in that in-goal area. Kieran Buchanan, the back player, just looked around in dismay as the dropout is taken, and Arnold straight into the action, careers back into the Batley line and taken by Walshaw and Cooper. So Featherstone, first tackle, 30 metres away from the Batley line. Springer beats one man, but Manning came again to put him to ground for a minimal gain forward there. Ball comes out to Reynolds, short ball there for Arnold. Arnold got through plenty of minutes last week, for just his second game back from injury. They come forward again inside the 20. Aikins out to Reynolds. Reynolds out to Eden. In off the edge there was Buchanan to close the door on him. Featherstone 10 metres away from the line, just to the right-hand side of the post here. They come back through the centre of the field. Reynolds, dummies. Jinks almost got through the line there, Ben Reynolds. That'll be the last one. Quick play of the ball. Addy skips out the dummy half. On to Arnold now. Arnold's going to try and get himself to the line there. Jack Arnold, has he got there? He's a blade of grass short from where we're looking. And Batley do just enough defensively to turn away Featherstone.
Just wait, mate. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Stand your back. Stand your back. Play the ball on.
And Batley will have the play of the ball on their own try line. Mitzias comes forward, immediately put to ground there by Arnold. Featherstone need to ramp up defensively here and really restrict the go forward of the Bulldogs. Michael Ward now has just come onto the field. Immediately met into the clutches of Gadwin Springer. Put on his back 10 metres out. Gledhill hasn't had a rest yet, approaching the half-hour mark. Goes to submits in the tackle of Ward. Batley still inside their own 20 after 3. Walshaw tries to go around Reynolds. Good low tackle on a bigger man there from Ben Reynolds. Gledhill second carry in this set. Got his bumpers up. Good tackle there from Day. They've manufactured not a bad set of 6 here. Batley. But they're going to have to kick from deep inside their own half as Hooley doing the kicking again. It's charged down. Now then, how's the bounce? It's going to take its way into the in-goal area. It's going to beat everybody over the dead ball line. I don't think I've seen that very often. As the ball just ricocheted off Josh Hardcastle, and it will be a 20-metre tap and a 7-tackle set for Batley. So there's a quick play of the ball there for Mitzias. Mitzias straight into the backfield. That's a great tackle, a desperate tackle from Ben Reynolds. But Featherstone very much on the back foot here as Leek goes through the middle of the field, wrapped up there by Springer. And again, a little bit of fortune for Batley. Still only on tackle 2 here inside the Featherstone half as Woods drops it off for Ward. Ward bumps away the first time from Addy, who comes again over the top to put him to ground. Batley are 40 metres away from the Featherstone line. Featherstone trailing by 10 points to 6 as Manning cuts off his left foot. And Arnold doing enough to pull him to ground. He'll play it 30 out. Still tackles in the bag here for Batley as Woods goes across the field, finds it to White, who puts the ball down. And it's dropped on there by Brad Day, and the play will be stopped there for the double knock-on. And White this time just taking his eye off the ball. And a halt to the momentum for Batley. To say there, they're getting a 7-tackle set from a charge down. Gave them the impetus to get downfield, but just White putting the ball to ground there and releasing the pressure on Batley, on Featherstone.
Just with the loose, mate.
Don't go early, guys.
10
You want a shot here? You want a shot?
So Featherstone will have the scrum feed 30 metres from their line, centre field.
Shot clock off. Bowling, Ben. Roll the ball.
Scrum feed is 1. Miniken has the possession for the hosts. Put on his back, 35 metres away from the Featherstone try line on the first. Arnold up to meet him quickly was Gledhill, who's put him to ground. A good tackle there from the Batley front rower. Really even contest this one as Beckett comes forward. He takes 3 Batley defenders over the halfway line with him, and he'll play it bang in the centre of the field. They come right for Bussey. Bussey, great little tackle there from Ward. 40 metres away from the Batley try line now. Beckett. Out it comes to Reynolds. Reynolds just drops it off for Arnold. Arnold has space through the middle of the ruck, and it's quickly shut down there by Gledhill. Last tackle. They're going to kick from 30 out here, Featherstone. Aikens puts it high. Taken well on that far side by Burton. And Bussey claiming to the referee that he knocked that one on, and just doing enough to keep hold of it, Joe Burton. As we're inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. Featherstone 6, Batley 10. You're listening live on FRTV. As Morton skips inside 1 and can't get away this time from Addy. Batley on their own 40, middle of the tackle count. White gives it on to Mitzias. Mitzias has lost the ball in the tackle there, but seemed to have had some help there by the referee. Ben Reynolds protests his innocence. The referee having none of it. And this will be a clearing kick to touch. And a chance for Batley to attack once again here as Hooley punches the ball into the stand. And Batley will have the tap restart 40 metres away from the Featherstone line. Walshaw put to ground 30 metres away from the Featherstone line. Out it comes for Flynn. Flynn just puts his head down, promotes the ball up to the 20 on just the second tackle. They come right now, Batley. Out to Woods, out to White. Short ball there for Mitzias, who hit a great line, and an equally good tackle from Brad Day. Just folded him in half. Plays it 10 metres out. Short ball there for Gledhill. Gledhill just takes a settler up near the right post. Right on the try line here, Batley. Leak, out it comes to White, out to Woods. Woods, short ball there for Manning, back against the grade. Beats one tackle, finds the offload there for Woods. The ball comes out to Hooley. Hooley puts a ground in a great low tackle there from Aikens. Last one for Batley. Short side play for Buchanan, tries to spin away from Miniken, finds the pass for Manning. Manning's upended and put to ground. Great desperate defence from Featherstone. Batley threw a lot at them in that set, keeping the ball alive. Offload, second phase play. And Featherstone had all the answers defensively as the score remains Featherstone 6, Batley 10. As Maddox Jeffrey tries to come forward and he's bent backwards in the tackle from Manning. Right pinned on their try line here, Featherstone. They need to get going forward. And that's a relieving run there from Minikin, who stands in the tackle, eventually put on his back on the 10-metre line. Springer now. Springer with a room to move up and over the 20-metre line. What a run that is from the French international. Plays it for Eden. Hands it on to Arnold. Arnold now just stands in the challenge. And 30 away from their line now. Reynolds. Out it comes to Eden. Eden dummies. He needed to give the ball out wide there, but Mitzias came with a good ball and all tackle on him. Last tackle, Reynolds kicks from 5 short of the halfway. It's another awkward looking one. It's knocked on there by Jeffrey. The pass is flicked up there for Burton, and Burton has a little bit of room to move, but he can't get away from Jeffrey, and Batley salvage possession on the halfway line. So Featherstone's end of sets not been the crispest at times so far in this game. A few wayward kicks and some cheap turnovers of possession. Finds Batley now in the Featherstone half once again. Leak. Out of dummy half he comes. White. Early ball there for Hooley. Hooley dummies. Pokes his nose through the line. Good tackle there from Brad Day. And Harry Bowes was on the field now for Danny Addy. Leak. Short ball there for Flynn. Flynn's knocked off his feet there by Springer, who comes again to finish him off. Batley 20 metres away from the line. They spin the ball right off the quick play of the ball. Short ball there for Walshaw. Walshaw stands in traffic. Can't get his arm free this time, Lucas Walshaw. Put to ground 15 away from the Featherstone line. Open side play, Gledhill. Out to Woods. Woods drops off Flynn. Flynn beats Bowes, and White just knocks the ball on again. In fact, it was Alistair Leak, and the pass who came from Flynn, not quite where it needed to be. Leak goes without it, and another turnover for Featherstone, whose try line survives once again as we approach the final 5 minutes of this first half. Featherstone 6, Batley 10.
No, I know. You're on about the other one, he digs him that. Well, red line guys, if you fly it, so Adam, if you hit someone here to here, that's the difference. Yeah, that's why I just hit him, hasn't it? Luke,
10 seconds.
Luke, on the mark.
So Featherstone trailing by that 4 points. Have the scrum feed 10 metres away from their line. It's an untidy play in the scrum, and Batley are actually penalised in the scrum for disrupting that scrum. So a good relieving penalty. I believe this is, apart from the kick out on the full, this is Featherstone's first penalty of the game. And it's a great touch finder from Reynolds. As Batley, Featherstone starting their set 40 metres away from their own line. Minikin takes the first carry. Reynolds onto Springer. Springer with a little bit of space, gives it to Day. Day finds the pass. It's knocked down by the Batley man. And I think that's a wrong decision there from the referee as the touch judge comes in. And that's surely a knock-on against Batley here. In fact, he's given the scrum feed to Batley. Again, Batley just riding their luck a little bit with the officials here. I think there was a clear touch from Mitzias in the lead up to that play. It was an untidy pass from Day, but there was certainly no knock-on from him. The ball going to ground, and Batley gets possession again here.
Heads in. Don't pull him, boys. Heads in. Shut fuck off. Hold Josh. Oh, Smother fair.
Leak fires the pass from the scrum out to Woods, who gives it to Buchanan. Buchanan spins away from one and put to ground on the halfway line by Maddox Jeffrey. Just the first tackle. Hooley doing a bit of first receiver to Manning. Manning just the no-nonsense carry up and over the halfway line. He will play it 40 metres away from the Featherstone line. Ward takes the drop-off play straight into the clutches of Harry Bowes. 40 metres away from the line now, Batley. Flynn, out the back it comes to Woods, to Hooley. Hooley takes the tackle. Good tackle there from Day with help from Reynolds. Batley approaching the Featherstone 20. White just dumps it off to Gledhill. Gledhill doing some huge minutes in the first half for the visitors. He'll play the ball 15 metres away from the line, bang in front of the uprights. Leak. Ball comes out now to Woods. Woods dinking the ball in behind. It's taken to the ground by Jeffrey. He's dropped the ball. It pinballs around and eventually shuffled dead there on the far side by Greg Minikin, and that will be a goal line dropout and more pressure applied to the Featherstone line here. Featherstone trailing by 10 points to 6. Big defensive set coming up for Featherstone here. I feel like they need to keep it within a score heading into half-time.
I've got 2.5, Ken.
2.5. 2.5.
A huge pressure coming up against them here. Back-to-back sets.
10 seconds.
Kicking game from Woods so far has been probably the difference between the two sides. Featherstone have floundered a few kicks as Hooley just takes the ball himself right up to the 20-metre line. The kick chase from Featherstone, not great off that dropout. They start their set inside the Featherstone 20 as Flynn comes again, chews up a couple more metres. Leak for White. White onto Mitsias. Mitsias almost went round Reynolds, who came again with a great legs tackle. Puts him to ground 5 short on the try line. White comes off his left foot, then off his right, finds an offload for Glenhill, does full pirouette 360 and finds another offload there for Flynn. These offloads are becoming really dangerous from Batley, and Flynn is eventually put to ground in the shadow of the posts. Woods, first receiver, dribbles the ball into the in-goal area. It's picked up there by the Batley man who can't get to the line. What a tackle that is from Greg Eden as Manning goes for dummy half, and they can't prevent him from scoring this time as Dane Manning scores a simple try from dummy half, and that's a big hammer blow for Featherstone in the shadows of half-time. Went really close. The kick from Woods ricocheted off Gadwin Springer back into the path of, I think it was White who picked the ball up, and it was a great tackle from Greg Eden to bring him down a metre short and stopped a certain try, but the quick play of the ball, there was nothing he could do on the next play as Manning just burrowed his way over with the Featherstone line yet to regroup on the try line and gets Batley's 3rd try of the game. It's now Featherstone Rovers 6, Batley Bulldogs 14.
It'll be half time if he takes his time on it, Steve.
Oh, yeah. It'll be up before the kick.
It'll be up before you kick it, yeah. Cheers, mate.
And Woods will have the conversion attempt. A lot easier, this one. From just to the left-hand side of the post. As I mentioned, the siren sounds there in the background. This will be the last play of the half. Featherstone have certainly had their moments in this half. It's been a very physical contest where they've more than held their own, but the end of sets, probably something that's been lacking a little bit. The superior kicking from Josh Woods doing all the damage as he forced the repeat set there with the kick. And then the kick coming forward this time, producing the play that set up the try. As Woods guides the ball between the posts. There's a half-time score now of Featherstone Rovers 6, Batley Bulldogs 16. Featherstone went behind in the opening 2 minutes thanks to a long-range try from Lucas Walshaw before Connor Wynn scored a converted try that got them back level after just 10 minutes. And then in the final 20 minutes of the first half, just belonged to Batley with a Joe Burton try on the far left touchline. And then just before half-time siren, Dane Manning burrowing over for a crucial try in the context of this game. Featherstone by no means out of it, but certainly some things to fix up. It's half-time here at the Millennium Stadium. It's Batley Bulldogs 6, Featherstone Rovers 6, Batley Bulldogs 16. We'll take a real quick break. We'll be back for all the second half action in a few minutes' time. Hello and welcome back to the Millennium Stadium in Featherstone. We're at half-time here with this Betfred Championship Round 18 clash between Featherstone Rovers and the Batley Bulldogs. Finally poised at half-time, Featherstone trailing by 16 points to 6 at the break. And the players are just coming back out onto the field for the second half. Other scores from half-time around the Betfred Championship: Barrow 8, Bradford 18, Dewsbury 6, Wakefield 22, Halifax 22, York 14, Sheffield 22, Doncaster 6, and Whitehaven 12, Widnes 12 in the Championship. In the Super League, London currently lead Catalan at half-time by 6 points to 0. But our attention is, of course, with this game, Featherstone Rovers versus Batley Bulldogs. Can Featherstone get themselves back into this game in the second half, trailing by the 10 points at the break? The winner will have a good opportunity to move into the playoff places. Batley attacking, Featherstone attacking from left to right as we see it in the second half, coming down the hill, but Batley will have first use of the ball, and it's Michael Ward who takes the first carry of the second half, brought to ground on the 20 by Gadwin Springer. Burton, Joe Burton, a try scorer in the first half. Plays it 30 out now. Flynn backing into the defensive line there, taken to the ground by Arnold. Gledhill played the whole of the first half. Adam Gledhill still hasn't had a break. He's put to ground there by Bowes. Bowes just wrestling him back another metre or so. A couple of tackles still to come for Batley's. Alistair Leake, a nifty move there on Bussey, just stuck straight under the challenge of Bussey and picked up 10-15 metres on the play there. Batley going to kick from halfway on the last. Woods. Good take there on the 10-metre line by Eden. Comes across field. Eden, never a thread to throw the pass, keeps hold of it this time. Tackled by Walshaw. As Hardcastle replaced Connor Barley in the first half. Believe looking at the bench, that must have been a tactical decision, unless Connor Barley's got a knock. As Minican tackled 30 away from his line. Win. Bumps away from 1, 2, still going Connor Wynn, put to ground on the 40. Bowes lands the offload there for Beckett, who also played the whole of the first half, as Jimmy Beckett comes forward again. And is tackled a couple of metres into Batley territory. This will be the last ones, both sides getting through their sets without any problems. Reynolds punches the ball downfield, taken by Hooley on the 10-metre line. He's looking for his support player, Luke Hooley. Comes across field, he's put to ground there in a good low tackle there by Arnold. And Aikins comes in to finish him off. Burton at acting half. Scampers out, takes the best part of 6 or 7 metres forward before he's dumped on his back there. And now Burton. What's happening here? The player's been stopped here.
Boys, relax, chill out. Boys, just give us a sec. You guys, you know.
So, has there been a complaint made here, or?
Yeah, well, Alistair, come here.
Leake and Arnold are involved. Brad Day having to come to speak to the referee. An incident has been put on report, not 100% sure what. Whether it's involving Brad Day or Ben Reynolds, but as it is, the player will just restart with a play the ball on the 20. Ward, good low tackle there from Bowes. Ball out it comes to White, who drops off Gledhill again. Gledhill put to ground on the Batley 30. Centre of the field, Ward, first receiver, bumps away from a good strong challenge from Arnold, who comes again and knocks him off his feet. Good harassing defence from Jack Arnold, leading the charge for Featherstone in this set. They've limited the Batley go forward, and the kick comes from White, takes one bounce, trapped on the foot there of Eden, who just hands it on now to his winger, Connor Wynn. Wynn is put to ground there by Alistair Leake. Hardcastle. Hardcastle comes forward, plays it, 30 out, Minican route one through the middle of the ruck, put to ground by Ward and Flynn, 40 metres away from their own line. That's a good run for Springer, maybe collected one a little bit higher there, but plays it quickly. Featherstone got a little bit of momentum in this set as Bowes scoots out a dummy half, tackled by his opposite number, Leake. Going to kick from 30 out now as Reynolds hoists it high. Taken by Hooley again in that far corner. Hooley coming across the field, looking to straighten now Luke Hooley, and that's a good tackle in over the top from Jimmy Beckett. And that's the Batley man, Dane Manning, who scored that crucial try just before half-time, put to ground by Springer. Had 5 minutes gone in the second half here at the Millennium Stadium. No change to the half-time score. It's Featherstone 6, Batley Bulldogs 16. You're listening live on FRTV. And Leake waits at acting half. Gives it to White. White almost dummied and went through the line there. But a good stop from Hardcastle. Halts his progress on the halfway line. Woods drops off Flynn. Flynn going to try and get upfield. A good strong challenge there from Arnold again. He'll play it 5 metres into Batley's half as Woods puts it high. Really testing one, this one, as Eden watches it all the way and pouches it safely, Greg Eden. And attacks the line again, and he's put to ground 25 metres away from his own line. So both sides just feeling each other out a little bit in the early stages of this second half. There's a win.
Go 2.
Plays it 40 out now. Hardcastle straight through the middle of the ruck. Josh Hardcastle. Hardcastle into the backfield. Can he get around Hooley? He can. Hooley puts him down. The good cover tackle. But he's now deep inside the Featherstone half. They need to get the ball wide here. That's a great ball for Bussey. Bussey! Nobody will lay a hand on Jack Bussey, who runs 30 metres to score. To the right-hand side of the post. What a ball that was from Harry Bowes. Off the back of the break. Out of nothing from Josh Hardcastle. I just said they needed to get the ball wide. And Bowes crabbed across field, floated a lovely pass to Jack Bussey, who went through a yawning gap in the Batley defence as they were scrambling to get back on side. And in his first game back since the beginning of June, been out injured. He gets on the score sheet in a crucial try, the first score of the second half. It's now Featherstone Rovers 10, Batley Bulldogs 16. What a play that was. Firstly from Josh Hardcastle, who just pushed through the middle of the ruck, through the back of the ruck. Great play, had Batley's defence scrambling. And then Harry Bowes, who's operated on and off in the halves this year, playing at hooker off the bench today, just came across the field. A lovely pass, a great line from Jack Bussey. And I don't think he'll score many tries from longer range without anybody laying a hand on him. Best part of 30 metres, score to the right side of the post. Ben Reynolds adds the 2 with relative ease, and we have a 4-point game once again here as with 8 minutes of the second half gone. It's Featherstone Rovers 12, Batley Bulldogs 16. Just the start that James Ford and his men would have wanted in this second half. Featherstone, of course, coming down the hill in this second period.
We can't have players trying to force our hand, that's all I will say. But, which is why I put it on the court, I just can't be running in. Them appealing to me is one thing, but I can't be.
Alistair Leake now just having a talking to with the referee once again, slowing this restart down as Hooley just gives that one a little of a gentler nudge. Of course, put one out on the full in the first half, taken by Hardcastle, who got Featherstone rolling forward, and he's put to ground 20 metres from his own line first tackle. So Featherstone got themselves back within one score here as the ball comes wide for Aikins. Aikins is picked up, smothered in the tackle of Manning. Buchanan came in there to finish the job. 2 tackles gone for Featherstone, still deep inside their own half as Minikin with a relieving carry through the middle of the field. Bowes, good tackle underneath Arnold there from Ward. So a good physical battle in the middle from both these sides so far. Beckett drops off Springer, Springer packing a punch through the middle there. He's put to ground 5 short of halfway. This will be the last one, not a bad set after points as Aikins doing the kicking. Puts it high this time. Burton takes it cleanly. And he's put down by Beckett and the kicker Aikins. As Batley go to their bench, Luke Cooper coming onto the field for Michael Ward. Morton trying to go forward, put down there in the challenge of Bowes and Springer. Batley on their own 40-metre line. Buchanan. Plays it 5 short of halfway now. Flynn, flat pass there for Cooper, who's just back onto the field. Cooper upended, put on his back by Springer. Untidy tackle there with Arnold left on the deck. Woods gives it out to White. White to Walshaw. Walshaw finds the offload for Flynn. More of that second phase play that we were talking about in the first half from Batley. But Featherstone doing a good job on this occasion. Batley kicking from 45 out on the last tackle. Again, Woods doing the lion's share of the kicking duties here. Eden takes it well and tries to get away from Manning, but a great kick chase from the Batley back rower. Puts Eden on the ground 10 metres away from the Featherstone line now. Jeffrey tries to get between defenders. A Springer comes from the field. Nakabawa back into the action for James Ford's men. Aikins, straight up carry. And now a good solid run from Minikin. So Featherstone just straightening up, being a bit more direct
Foul markers are in.
this second half so far. Reynolds is going to kick early here, looking for the 40-20. It's over the head of Morton, takes one bounce, and he'll be a few metres shy of a 40-20 there, but not a bad option from the Featherstone halfback. Just punching the ball downfield on that far touchline, taking a little bit of the speed out of the game, and everybody will just walk to the scrum. Get a bit of a breather. Featherstone will look to front load their defence here in this set.
Big ball up a bit.
Big behind. We'll get 40, 20 feet that way. Boys, get it on! Let's go.
As they play the ball. Now with Luke Cooper. Put on the ground by Beckett. Flynn. Flynn standing in the challenge, bullocking his way forward. And he's wrestled back by Arnold. He's really shored up the middle, Jack Arnold, since coming onto the field. Out the ball comes for Hooley now. Hooley just squares up the defence and takes them on himself. Put down by Beckett and Aikens. Just on the halfway line for Batley. Manning up and over the halfway line now. Bent backwards in the tackle there from Bussey. Late in the tackle count here for Batley as they come into Featherstone territory. Gledhill finds another offload for White. White just dummies it to Hooley. Hooley tries to go through them. Can't get away from Beckett. This will be the last one. Batley on the Featherstone 40 here. Woods puts it high again. A testing one this time for Maddox Jeffrey, who takes it really well, and he's beaten one. That's fantastic play from Jeffrey. Cuts back in field, put to ground by Manning. Fantastic evasive play there from Maddox Jeffrey. Looked for all money like he was going to be stopped in the in-goal area, but he picked up 20 valuable metres for his side. And Minikin coming forward again now. Now for Hardcastle, coming in for a tough carry off his wing. More changes made by James Ford. Jack Arnold off, James Lockwood back into the action. Featherstone 40 metres from their line now. Eden skips away from Walshaw, but Walshaw comes again this time. So Eden didn't have an option to pass to. Lockwood, pass for Nakabawai. And on the last one, Featherstone are 40 metres away from the Batley try line. Reynolds going to kick. Puts it high again, going to put Morton under a little bit of pressure. Morton takes it cleanly and scoots away from the touchline, and he's immediately put to ground there by Day and Hardcastle. So who's going to blink first here in this passage of play? It's been real set-for-set stuff since this first try of the second half, which of course went to Jack Bussey. Scoreline remains Featherstone 12, Batley 16. 14 minutes of the second half gone. Hooley plays it 20 out. White just went straight at the line this time and almost went through it, but put to ground by his opposite number, Reynolds. Leak out of dummy half, gives it to Hooley. Batley kicking early this time. Hooley punches the ball down. He's got plenty on that as it skips away over the try line, takes another bounce, goes over the dead ball line, and that will be a 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set. Not sure that's what Luke Hooley intended. It was a hell of a kick, especially considering he was coming uphill. And the tap restart, Eden is able to get proceedings back underway. Win. This time stutters into the line, put down by Mitzias. Hardcastle. Similar route one play back against through the middle of the ruck, picks up metres again. He's put down on halfway. And a 6 again coming against Batley here. Featherstone with a fresh set of tackles has Lockwood finds the offload for Bowes. Bowes, good tackle down low on him by Flynn, but now Featherstone with a bit of possession again at the right end of the field. Aikens skips out of one tackle, almost gets through the line altogether. Good tackle from Leak. Desperate tackle it had to be. 20 metres away from the line. Lockwood at a retreating defensive line. All the way up to the 10 now, Featherstone. Still tackles in the bag for the hosts. They come left, open side play. Aikens out to Reynolds. Reynolds comes off his left foot to avoid the attention of White, who did just enough to close down the play. They're just to the left-hand side of the post here, Featherstone. They come short side. Aikens spins away from one, fires the pass back to Reynolds. Gives it to Nakabawai. A settling carry coming here, you'd imagine. Nakabawai spins out of the tackle. Still going Nakabawai. It's like he's looking for defenders. Finds the offload for Beckett to Bussey now. Bussey put to ground. The ball spills out the back and it's given us a knock on. And that's a really unfortunate decision, I must say, against Featherstone. Bussey had trapped the ball down by his leg. It did spill out, but evidence to say that it had gone backwards, and the referee ruling that it was a knock on and a cheap turnover in the end as Featherstone looked to try and desperately keep the ball alive there. But Batley certainly under pressure, and this is good from Featherstone. They may not have scored the try, but to stick to the process here and keep Batley under pressure. They've played the last few minutes at the right end of the field, need to keep doing so as Batley will have the scrum 10 metres away from their line. As Woods receiving some attention from the trainer, actually races back to the scrum to take his place. And now the scrum clock has wound down. Can you believe that from Batley? They were given a warning. And Adam Gledhill is absolutely furious with his side, with Josh Woods. I don't know what they were doing. Why didn't they just get somebody to play the role of halfback and feed the scrum? They wasted so much time waiting for Woods to come in from the touchline. And Featherstone now in possession with a golden opportunity to get back level here as Bowes gives the flat pass for Day. Day, who's got 8 tries in his last 8 matches, can't add to the tally this time on this occasion. He'll play it 5 short of the line. Bowes out to Reynolds, Reynolds to Lockwood, Lockwood takes the settling carry, he'll play the ball bang in front of the uprights, left and right, the options, they come right, out the back it comes to Aikens, Aikens stutters, skips away from defenders. He was the hero in round 1, can he be the hero again this afternoon? He's tackled just to the left of the posts. Haven't thrown a great deal at them so far in this set. Day takes the carry off the drop-off. Good low tackle, that one. Who was in there under there? It was Luke Hooley. Last tackle, Reynolds off his left foot. Ben Reynolds going to go close to scoring. Ben Reynolds, has he got the ball down? He has! The referee awards the try. And Featherstone are back level. I just said they hadn't thrown a great deal at them in that set. Couple of settlers in between, up against the post, but the ball came out on the last tackle this time. Ben Reynolds just cut off his left foot. The strength and determination he showed to take 3 Batley defenders over the line and squeeze the ball down on the try line for another crucial try, which brings the scores level now. It's Featherstone Rovers 16, Batley Bulldogs 16.
Cheers, Steve. I know they're not easy, but they've got well on it. No worries, man. No, got the ball away.
And what a costly error, and really unusual error that was from Batley. They just forced the error down at the right end of the field. They released the pressure. They had the scrum feed. And don't often see it, but the scrum clock running down and Batley penalised for wasting time and not feeding the scrum. That'll certainly be a message from Mark Moxon and his coaching staff to sort that out. It was Josh Woods who's had a fantastic game up to this point. As I mentioned, was just having a conversation almost with the physio on the touchline. He raced back over to the scrum, but the scrum clock running out. Featherstone getting the possession and obliging in scoring, converting that into points, and now Ben Reynolds with his 9th try, with his 4th try of the season, I beg your pardon.
Time off. Cheers, Steve.
Gets them back level and has the conversion attempt from about 10 metres in from the left touchline to put Featherstone in front for the first time. Can he add the extra 2 here, Ben Reynolds? Steps up. The fans will tell you, the flags go in the air. And Featherstone lead the game for the first time as we hit the hour mark here at the Millennium Stadium. It's Featherstone Rovers 18, Batley Bulldogs 16.
You have, Luke. Luke, you have.
Great play from Reynolds. Real point of his game there to keep the defence honest. Does like to attack with ball in hand and scores a vital try as this restart is taken. Lockwood with the first carry comes thundering back into the Batley line and taken again by his former teammate Luke Cooper. Just has to go back a metre there and play the ball. James Lockwood. They come wide early here as it spins out to Eden. Eden just keeps hold of the ball, ridden to the ground there by Mitsias. 30 metres from their line now. Day comes forward. Good tackle on him by Blake. Beckett. Really impressive stuff from Beckett. Nothing fancy, just getting through his work in the middle of the field and played the whole game so far. Nakabawai's been dangerous since coming back onto the field. Good set after points this from Featherstone on the last. They're going to kick from 40 metres out now. It's a high kick, looking to put Morton under a bit of pressure. He gets up to take it, but he's immediately put to ground, and Hardcastle pinches the ball one-on-one. What a play that is from Hardcastle. Two huge plays so far in this second half from the Featherstone centre as Wynne scragged to the ground. Not sure where he was going there. He went straight back to where all of the Batley defenders were, but a 6 again. He wins a 6 again from Luke Hooley. This is 0 tackle now for Featherstone. They've got the advantage here. They're on top for the first time in this game. Just got in front as Lockwood drops the ball. And it wasn't a great ball from Bowes, but it should have been taken there from James Lockwood. And they just released the pressure valve once again, without really asking any questions of the Batley defence. It was a great ball steal from Hardcastle. But Featherstone only getting through 2 players before coming up with the error there and just letting Batley off the hook. Score remains Featherstone 18, Batley 16. According to our stadium clock, we've got 18 minutes of the game remaining as the scrum feed is won. Buchanan is put to ground there by Aikens. They slow play the ball there for Manning inside the 20. Blake, who's back on the field now, finds the pass there for Gledhill. Still don't think he's had a break, Adam Gledhill, in the middle for Batley. Cooper up and over that 30-metre line. Featherstone doing a good job to restrict Batley's go forward in this set so far. Gledhill, flat pass there for Blake. That's a good tackle. First up by Bussey. Lockwood finishes the job. Batley are going to kick from their 40 now. White doing the kicking. So wobbly end over end kick. Takes one bounce. Cut off there by Wynne. Wynne with some room to wind up now, and Wynne goes down on the 40. So that's not a bad defensive set from Featherstone. Hardcastle. Straight carry again. Josh Hardcastle's been tremendous in this second half in particular. A huge carry. Best part of 20 metres upfield, and wins a 6 again for his side. As Eden looks to get into the backfield but can't do so. Tackled by Manning. Addy back on the field now for Harry Bowes. Straight into the action at dummy half as Minican put to ground now 22 metres away from the Batley line. Still midway through this tackle count after the set restart. Aikens drops off Lockwood. Lockwood rumbling upfield. Plays it 10 metres out. Reynolds off his left foot again. He's got one. Can he add another one? Finds an offload to Aikens. Aikens out to Eden. Eden skips into the backfield. Greg Eden is going to go close. He's brought down a metre short. Desperate tackle from Hooley this time. The ball comes out to Reynolds. Reynolds onto Nakabawai. Nakabawai to Lockwood. Lockwood, that's a great low tackle. A try saver from Dame Manning. Last tackle. They come left again. The pass goes backwards. It was an awful one. He's pushed off the ball by Walshaw. Walshaw picks up the crumbs and he's put to ground there by Addy. Featherstone not quite getting the end of sets right here. Come up with a number of mistakes or poor options on the last tackle. As that's a great defensive effort there from Bussey on Manning, who lets him know about it. As Joe Burton comes forward again now. Batley going to their bench now. George Senior off the bench has this first taste of action. As Adam Gledhill gets his first break of the game as well. White passes to nobody, but it's picked up by Mitsias. And that's the last one. And it's actually a penalty given against Batley there. Not 100% sure what that one's actually for. Was it a high tackle there against Hardcastle? Again, all of the plays that have come in Batley's favour have come off the back of quite fortunate players. There's a really poor pass from White. Could have gone anywhere, bounced into the hands of Mitsias, and they end up winning a penalty for a high shot there. And now Batley straight on the attack inside the final quarter of an hour. Featherstone 18, Batley 16. This is the first proper examination of the Featherstone try-line defence in this second half. Lockwood puts Buchanan to ground. Walshaw, who got things rolling in the very first set of the game for Batley, tackled bang in front of the post this time. Oliver Burton passes it out now. White, flat pass there for Buchanan, who's knocked off his feet. In fact, it was Senior, and he was belted by Greg Miniken, who gets the plaudits from his teammates. It was a perfectly timed tackle there. As soon as he'd hit the ball there, Senior, he was knocked off his feet. Only just come onto the field, of course. And the knock-on comes, and Featherstone will take over possession with a scrum inside their own 10. Who's going to step up and win this one? 2 points in it. Featherstone 18, Batley 16. Batley have led for the best part of an hour in this game, but Featherstone currently in front by just the 2 points. Hardcastle plays it, he's knocked off his feet, deemed to have been done so illegally. Relieving penalty for Featherstone. Hardcastle sort of pushed a little bit there, ended up on his back. The referee ruled that that was a second effort. And Featherstone will look to kick to touch. Reynolds finds touch on that far side. Featherstone will start their set on their own 40. Hardcastle. Is it to Day now? Day trying to get up to that halfway line. He'll just about do so. Plays it centre field now. Akins. Nakabawai. Nakabawai up and over the halfway line. Been a real handful in his second spell, Ben Nakabawai. Addy. Out of dummy half, gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds into the line, straightens things up. 30 metres out now, Featherstone, middle of the tackle count. Akins to Lockwood. Lockwood knocked off his feet there unceremoniously by Luke Cooper. Addy gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds dummies through the line there. Ben Reynolds, great tackle on the inside, and it had to be from Kieran Buchanan. Otherwise, Reynolds was over for number 2. Last tackle. They're firing the pass out wide here. Akins kicks it into the arms of Manning. He didn't quite know what to do, whether to kick it long, high, or short into the in goal. And in the end, he did neither, and it was plucked out of the air by Manning. And a penalty coming against Featherstone here for a high tackle on Joe Burton. And after there have been very few penalties up to this point in the second half, both sides just putting a string together. Nakabawai just having a word with the referee, just called him over for that shot. Nothing more than a lazy arm there, nothing more malicious than that. As Hooley finds touch on that far side. Now it's Batley's turn to start their set, 40 metres hours. Mitsias has lost the ball in the tackle. Mitsias, that's a knock on. It was a loose carry. A Featherstone man played at it, and he lost the ball. And a little bit of frustration's boiling over there, a bit of pushing and shoving. Brad Day in the middle of the picture there, just letting him know about that mistake. Nothing more than a bit of push and shove, and this should be a scrum feed and head and feed to Featherstone here. And it will be. We approach the final 10 minutes of this game at the Millennium Stadium. It remains Featherstone 18, Batley 16. Nothing to choose between these two sides. Nothing to choose between them on the championship table either. Potential place in the playoffs on offer. Still plenty of weeks left in the season, of course, but neither side can afford to lose this one as Miniken plays it. Addy for Jeffrey. Jeffrey just takes the tackle. He'll get a quick play of the ball here, Maddox Jeffrey. Addy to Lockwood. Lockwood to Nakabawai. Nakabawai up to the 30-metre line. A try here would go close to putting Featherstone in the box seat to win this one, as Akins is put down in the tackle of Cooper. In fact, it was Blake who affected that tackle. This time Lockwood running at Cooper and Flynn. This will be the last one. 20 metres away from the line. There's options left and right for Featherstone. They come left. Reynolds floats a kick out wide. It's knocked to ground there. There's a loose ball on for Connor Wynn, who dives on it, but it's ruled a knock on by Connor Wynn. The referee very quick to make that call.
Time off.
And it's Dale Morton on that far side who's been left on the ground.
You've got the ball, he's in back play if you want to go.
And it's just deemed to have not this contest in the air, but Connor Wynn getting the first touch to it.
Nobody's arguing with anybody, just right.
Featherstone fans are not happy with that decision, but Batley in possession and they're bent backwards here. That's a great tackle. Nakabawai leading the charge there. He has been excellent in his second spell, Ben Nakabawai. And just really taking Blake back with him. 2 tackles gone. Batley still on their own 10-metre line as Morton seems to have recovered from that earlier knock. And he's standing in the tackle there, Dale Morton. He's put to ground on the 20. 2 tackles remaining for Batley. Featherstone done a good job to keep them locked down so far. Woods gives it to Manning. Manning out the back to Hooley. Hooley, great tackle from Minican. Manning now comes forward into the tackle of Bussey, but Batley have manufactured a decent set out upfield here. They've got just short of the halfway line on the last one. Hooley puts it high, hasn't got a great deal of distance on this one. Going to let the ball just bounce, and it bounces to Connor Wynn, who fires the pass there for Eden. Eden's knocked off his feet, and a huge shot there from Luke Cooper. And he gets up quickly to play it. Wynn now. Ball under his arm, bullocking his way forward. Hardcastle. Hardcastle up and over the halfway line now. Kieran Buchanan all over him as Lockwood. Tireless play. Made a real difference in this game. James Lockwood. Beckett to Aikens. To Bussey. Bussey finds the offload there for Beckett again. Beckett straightens things up. Jimmy Beckett with a great carry. Up to just short of the 20. Last tackle for Featherstone. Aikens puts it high. Jeffrey gets up for it, takes it well. He finds the offload there for Minican. Minican, can he get away from the cover defenders? He's eventually put to ground. Desperate defence needed from Batley, and they did just enough. But they're trapped at the far end of the field again as we head inside the final 7 minutes. Still Featherstone 18, Batley 16.
There's a clash of heads. It's not right, take your time, boys, right.
Does Batley make another change? It's Ollie Burton's come from the field. Leaking back into the game now, I believe. So the game restarts. Senior put to ground in a great shot over the top there from Addy. Featherstone trying to lift defensively here and keep Batley down the other end of the field. Pass taken by Flynn. Flynn put to ground by Nakabawai. Leak on for Blake now. Blake plays it inside the 20. Woods. They're going to shift play here for Hooley. Hooley dummies. Tries to go through Aikens, who puts him down. Just manufactured a little bit of ground upfield here, Batley. Short ball there for Cooper up and over the 40. This will be the last one. Still inside their own half here, Batley. Woods is going to have to kick from 40 out. Comes off his right foot. Puts it end over end, taken by Eden. Eden just winds it up, comes back, and he's put a good tackle underneath there from Alistair Leak. Lockwood off, Arnold back on as Wynn almost burst through the line, and he's looking for a quick play of the ball, and he plays it. This is 6 again now, coming against Batley for the pull on the ankle. Good play from Connor Wynn again. What value Featherstone have had from their left edge. Backs, Hardcastle playing the ball. Minican through the middle of the ruck again, Greg Minican. Been willing to do the tough stuff and roll their sleeves up in this second half. Beckett. Almost a forward pass there from Addy. But allowed to play on. Beckett plays it inside the 20 now. Reynolds comes off his left foot again. Ben Reynolds is going to go close here. That's a great tackle from Hooley. a try saver and possibly a game saver from Luke Hooley. The flat pass there for Beckett. A try for Jimmy Beckett. Close to the line. And he's mobbed by his teammates. His first game back for the club after joining this week from Dewsbury Rams. He's played the whole game in the middle of the field so far. Jimmy Beckett been one of Featherstone's best. And the short ball there, he just crashed onto the ball, spun out of the tackle, took defenders into the in-goal area. And with 4 minutes to go here at the Millennium Stadium, could that be the try that seals a vital 2 points for Featherstone Rovers? It's now Featherstone 22, Batley Bulldogs 16. So 1 game, 1 try so far in 2024 for Jimmy Beckett. What a performance so far from the Featherstone loose forward. As I said, he hasn't done anything flash, he's just got through his work. Tireless defence, tireless carries in the middle of the field and propped up at the right time there. It was fantastic lead-up play. Reynolds went really close again, kept them honest with his running game again. But there was nothing Batley could do on the next play. It was a quick play of the ball. Addy hit Beckett with the flat pass and he crashed over the line for a vital try. 10 metres to the left-hand side of the post. The conversion here would put Featherstone 8 points in front, and you'd imagine it'd be a long way back from Batley from that point. 3 tries to none so far in the second half of Featherstone. As Reynolds steps up, adds the extra 2. Featherstone have the 8-point advantage they were looking for. They lead the Batley Bulldogs by 24 points to 16. So the short kick-off coming from Woods. And the ball is knocked on there by Hardcastle, picked up by Brad Day. So Batley will have to run to the scrum here. Featherstone know they're in the box seat for this one, but just need to stay on their mettle defensively now as Batley will have the scrum 40 metres out. Time is the enemy here for Batley. Can't be many more than just a few minutes left in this game.
Thank you. It's all right. Cheers, boys.
What a second half performance this has been so far from Featherstone.
Now, shot clock off. Time up.
The job not done just yet. Scrum feed is won by Woods. Out to Hooley. Hooley bumps away from Minikin. Minikin's got hold of him. He's put him into touch, but he's released the ball and Aikens has picked it up. And great defence from Featherstone once again. What a play that was from Greg Minikin. Just manhandled the Batley full-back into touch. He had to smuggle the ball back in field, and now Batley are offside. They had to race up quickly to try and close down the play. And the penalty now. Featherstone will just take their time. Kick to touch on this near side is a good one. Featherstone will start their set on the Batley 40. Minikin taps it, just takes the carry himself. Manning flies out of the line to put him to ground. Still going here, Greg Minikin. He'll play it 30 out. Addy fires the long pass out to Reynolds. To Beckett now. One of the heroes of for the Featherstone cause this afternoon. Beckett picked up, put on his back there. Uncompromising challenge from Buchanan. Nakabawa, he's also been very, very effective in this second half. Beckett, flat pass there for Arnold. Arnold into the backfield here. Flynn doing just enough to hold him onto him and put him to ground half a metre short, just to the right-hand side of the post. A little bit further out, in fact. Addy, dummies, goes to Punchwood himself. Addy's put the ball on the line as he got there. He's knocked it on. You couldn't have gone much closer to scoring without doing so from Danny Addy. He had Batley players hauling him backwards and just losing the ball, trying to get it to ground. No complaints there from the Featherstone skipper. And that would have certainly put the icing on the cake for Featherstone. As it is, Batley still a slender hope in this game. There can't be long left.
Time's off now.
The clock has disappeared on the stadium scoreboard, so we're not quite sure how long is left.
Shot clock off. Ball in. Jack outside.
Yeah, there must be just a couple of minutes, if anything. Scrum feed from Batley. White gives it out to Mitsias. Mitsias tries to cut in field. Mitsias into the backfield, but he's eventually put to ground by Hardcastle. Batley's first tackle, 30 metres out. Batley need to score now, you'd imagine, to have any chance in this game. Featherstone leading by 24 points to 16. Listening live on FRTV.
Hold, boys. Hold. Go to.
Blake.
It's fine, it's fine.
Dummies into the line. Addy. Arnold over the top of him. He'll play it on the halfway line. Woods. Gives it out to White. White out to Buchanan. Buchanan plays it 10 metres into Featherstone territory. Hooley skips around one. Great tackle from Brad Day. Last tackle for Batley. You'd imagine the last chance for Batley as well. Woods puts it high. A difficult one. Put plenty on that one. And it's knocked on by Connor Wynne and just rolls into touch. He makes sure by drilling it over the touchline. And Batley now will have the scrum feed 10 metres out. As Greg Minican is given the man of the match, Featherstone man of the match. Hard to argue, he's been excellent, especially defensively, Greg Minican, but have to come up with another big effort here, Featherstone. As Batley have a full set of 6 here. Again, we're not quite sure how long is left on the timer. The siren about to sound, I'd imagine. 6 again coming against them as Leak gives it out to Woods. Woods out to White. White out to Hooley. Flat pass there for Mitsias. Mitsias is knocked off his feet. What a tackle that was from Hardcastle. Really taking the steam out of Mitsias there as White drops off Flynn. He'll play the ball 10 metres away from the line. White. Ball comes out along the deck, taken by Hooley. Hooley trying to go around. Akins smuggles the ball back out to Manning. Manning comes forward again. Manning into the clutches there of Nakabawai. Quick play there for Leak. Leak, the siren sounds in the background. This will be the last play. Featherstone are going to win. It's given as a penalty for offside. And a crossing play. Featherstone win the penalty, and Featherstone will win this game. We've got 1 play left. Bussey taps the ball. He's not interested in anything else. Kicks the ball over the dead ball line. And Featherstone have a crucial win that they were looking for in the context of their Betfred Championship season. They trailed by 16 points to 6 at half-time, but 3 tries without reply in the second half to Jack Bussey, Ben Reynolds and Jimmy Beckett a few minutes from time, all converted by Ben Reynolds. Gives Featherstone a well-deserved 24 points to 16 victory. And depending on how results have gone in the Championship, they could find themselves back in the playoff places and back in the playoff hunt. They snap a 2-game losing streak in the process. They had to work hard for it. And they did just that in the second half and were worth every bit of that 8-point win. Full time here at the Millennium Stadium. It's finished. Featherstone Rovers 24, Batley Bulldogs 16. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good afternoon.